And this is the mobile training session where we're going to focus mostly on the mobile software and only where it relates with the main software. And on the mobile session here, the first thing you have to do when you are going to use your mobile device, which you'll see on my mobile phone here, I'm on the Sync tab now. But the first step is to upload your template from the main software to the cloud, right? So let's go back to my main software. And go to the Mobile Sync tab. Well, I'm going to go, the first step, I'm going to upload a template to the cloud from the main computer. So when I click on Upload Template, it brings me a list of all my templates, and I'm going to use our default template for now. And when I click Open, it'll start uploading it to the cloud. Upload successful. Template can be downloaded on the mobile device. So now we can bring up the mobile again. This is my Samsung phone that I have, Android. And I'm on the Sync tab, and you need to be logged in there with the same username and password. And you only have to do that the one time in the beginning, and then it will remember you every time you open it up again. But what I would need to do is click the refresh button on the Sync tab that will go look at the cloud and tell me what templates are in the cloud. And at this point, it's a pull-down menu. If you had multiple templates, you'd see them listed. But I only have the default there, which is the one I want. And now I click on the download button, and it will download that template from the cloud and put it on my device. And now I can click on a Manage tab to start an inspection with the template. An unlimited number of inspections, actually. It's totally standalone. Once you get the template downloaded, you can go out and do inspections. You don't have to have any kind of an internet connection whatsoever. And to start an inspection, we will go to the Manage tab, the second tab. You have Sync, Manage, Client Info, Inspect, and Settings. So with the template available, now I'm going to go to the Manage tab. And I don't have any inspections opened or started on here yet. And I need to choose the template I want to use. I have 3 templates on here. That's a pull-down list where the template name is. I want the default template. So with that template showing, I can start an inspection with it by typing in a name where it says Name the Inspection. And I will name it for like the street address. Say it's 567 Main Street. And then click on the Create button. As soon as you click Create, it starts that inspection, saves it, and now you are in it. It says Current Inspection 567 Main Street. Notice it appends the date to the file name. So don't put the date in the file name, because it will always append it on the end. Okay? Mm-hmm. So from where we are now, we can go one of 2 places, the Client Info tab or the Inspect tab. Let's go to Client Info now to basically start entering information in this report. And you'll see this is the client information screen, the same as on the main software, because you're in the identical template I was using on the main software. And you can fill it out here, put in the client information, anything you want to put in there. Or you could wait till you get it back to the main computer, which you have to do at the end in order to generate the high-quality PDF and send it out, right? Put cover photo here. That's the one thing you have to do on the client page, is take the photo you want on the cover of the report. And the way you do that is touch it, and it will give you a choice. Maybe you took the photo outside of the app. You can pull it from the gallery if you did. Or stand out in front. When you get out of the vehicle, walk out there and take the front photo. And touch camera, and it will open up your camera. And then I'm taking a picture. You'll have to imagine with me that that's the front of the home. Trust me. Mm-hmm. Out my window. And then when you're done there, you can go to Inspect. And it will bring up all of the sections in your template that you can now enter, go into any of these data points, for the different sections in your template and inspection items underneath that, and enter data. Take pictures and videos. We'll go through all that. On the very top, there's a gray bar going across and a blue dot. If you drag that to the right, it'll dramatically increase the text size. If your eyes are as old as mine, you might appreciate that. Although I wear reading glasses, and the text on the smallest setting is fine for me. But then just start touching on wherever you want to go. Inspection details, and then attendance. Who was there today? Well, the client was present, the buyer's agent was present. That's pretty much all I need there. I'll hit the back button, and I can go into home type. And it was a single family home, and we'll say colonial style. Back button again. Notice how it grays out when you finish an item. And we go to occupancy. It was occupied and furnished, heavy volume of personal and household items. The utilities were on at the time of the inspection, hopefully. And the back button one more time, and I'm back at the main level. I can go wherever I want. I'm going to go to the ground section. And of all the inspection items under grounds, I think I'll go to driveway and walkway. I'm walking around outside, and you can, if you use ratings, I have 4 ratings showing here. You can have a maximum of 5, and name them anything you want. And if you use them, touch the appropriate one, and then you get down into, first of all, the selection panel items, which are styles and materials in this template. What's the driveway and the sidewalks made out of, right? Say it has a concrete driveway and a concrete sidewalk. And if you keep scrolling down, you get to the damage panel, our terminology for where you put defects, right? And informational things that you want to tell the client. And you notice I only touched it once on the selection panel. On the damage panel, if you touch it the first time once, it turns green, and it will show only in the body of the report. Like, here's an improvement comment that you want them to keep an eye on this, basically. They should also maybe monitor that for surface deterioration. I touch those once, they turn green. That means they're going to show only in the body of the report. And if you have things that are significant that you want in the summary, like the driveway is improperly sloped towards the foundation, I touch it once, goes in the body, I touch it twice, and it will also now show in the summary. It'll be both places.
Okay.
Okay? And notice there's a pretty big library of narratives in here that you can scroll through. That might be kind of a pain to do that, right? Well, a key feature on the mobile is a search function. Up on the top, there's a white bar. If you touch in there, it's a search bar. You type in a keyword, and it will eliminate all the comments in your library except those that have that word or phrase in it, right? So, yeah, I'm going to type in a word, slabs. There's uneven concrete slabs. And then I'll get rid of the keyboard. Only 3 of those, like 50 narratives, are now showing. I don't have to scroll through them. And then you can just, choose what you want, and when you're done, backspace over the keyword, and you're back to the whole library, right? I notice there's a lot of cracks. I'll type in cracks. Actually, it's a suggested word there. I'll touch that. And get rid of the keyboard. And now I've got 7 or 8, I think it's 8 inspection items that have the word cracks in it. So I can then choose the ones I want to put into the report and get rid of the keyword again. and back to the whole library. So that works pretty well. If you want to add a new comment, first of all, see the pencil icons to the left of each narrative? If you touch those, the entire narrative pops up. So at any of these comments, especially if it's a very long one, you can see the entire thing if you click on that, and you can touch in there and edit it, change it any way you want if you needed to customize it. Okay.
Gotcha.
But if you wanted to add a new narrative, what you're looking at right now, probably nothing in your library that does that, and you want to add a completely new comment. Notice the row of icons on the bottom. There's 8 of them, and in the center left, there's a little plus sign on a white sheet of paper. On iOS or iPhone, iPad, it actually will be a pencil on a piece of paper. But if you touch that, it will pop up a window that you can type in a new comment to add it to this report. You can either type it, or if you have, and this works really good on Android, where the voice to text, and on the newer iPhones and iPads, they have the same capability. But you have a microphone on the bottom. If you touch on the microphone, there is a huge crack in the driveway with a cow in the bottom, exclamation point. It works really well. Now, when I said OK to that new comment I put in there, I have a selection panel and a damage panel. But it doesn't know which one to put it in. Do you want it in the selection panel or the damage panel? I want it in the damage panel. And there it is. And now I can select it into the report. All right. I want to take a picture of that cow in that huge crack in the driveway. I have to get new material. There's a camera icon right next to where you add the new comment, in the middle right. And if you touch on that camera, it will open up your camera and you take a picture of whatever it is that you're talking about here and save it. And it puts the picture there. You see the thumbnail, and if you can tap to add a caption right here. If you want to put a caption under the photo, you can type it in. Or if you have already put narratives into the body and the summary, if you click on Pick a Caption, it will go and show you everything you've put into this report that you can use one of those potentially as a caption on the photo also. So you can select any of these narratives you've already put in as a potential caption, or if you have built captions into your library on your template, potential captions for photos, specifically with that purpose. The top 2 are in that category. I have those built into my template. Driveway is cracked in places. Walkway has uneven concrete slabs. Tripping hazard. And I can use one of those instantly without typing anything to put it in there and then save it. And now that becomes the caption. And you can choose any of them.
All right.
Notice the pencil icon. That will allow you to edit the photo right here on your mobile device. Highly recommended. Save you time. When you walk off site, you should be virtually done almost. There's the photo. It's ready to go. It comes up in arrow mode. And right now my default color is yellow and 4 pixels wide. What does that mean? You can have the width of the lines that you put on here, like in an arrow or a circle or a box, 3 pixels wide at the smallest, up to 10 pixels wide at the biggest. Don't use like 9 or 10. It makes big, fat, ugly arrows. I'm just saying. I like thinner arrows. 4 is fine. So I'm in arrow mode, and the way you put it on the picture is you touch where you want the back end of the arrow to come from and drag your finger or your stylus or whatever you're using and drop it.
Nice.
So it's very quick and easy to put a lot of demarcations on it. There's also an undo button at the top if you put something in the wrong place. Oops. Just step back through everything you did. And if you'd rather put something besides an arrow, you can have a circle, a rectangle, an oval, a line. I'll go with circle. I touch where I want the center of the circle and drag it as big as I want it. Okay? And if you want to change the color, yellow is the default color, and you can set the default to be any color you want. I just happen to choose yellow. But I want to change the color to red. And I'll put another one in. Yeah, make sure you use the bullseye effect on all your pictures. No, not really. I was kidding, okay? I don't think clients would like that. You can add text on the surface of the photo. You can rotate the photo. If you put, I caution you on putting text on the surface, because think about it for a second. You're putting narratives in the report in black and red, or in the body and the summary, right? And the photo is going to show right after those narratives, and then you got a caption under the photo potentially saying similar thing. Then, do you want to put a third time saying the same thing on the surface of the photo? I doubt that. So, might be rare. Maybe you have a photo that has two things you want to point out in it. I can see then that maybe a small text box, describing, pointing to this one, and a text box pointing to the other one, perhaps. But I think it would be rare to put text on it. You can do whatever you want. Just saying. Now, when you're done, click Save. And if you needed to take another picture in the driveway, you can just touch on the camera icon and grab another photo.
So you can add as much as you want to this same...
Yeah, take as many pictures as you want.
Gotcha.
And videos. Notice the film strip right next to the camera icon. You can take videos of, sometimes a video can save you space in your report where you may have had to take 4, 5, 6 photos to really cover everything you're trying to point out. Maybe the driveway's in super bad shape, uneven slabs and huge cracks and everything. You can take the video right here, or you can pull it from, I'm not sure if you can pull a video in from the gallery or not. I've never done that. But typically you'd take it right here by touching this film strip. Now recording. I'm recording this video panning across the driveway. Okay? Stop recording. And it picked up my voice at the same time. You can caption it if you want. But that one photo then, it may have taken 5 or 6 shots from my camera to capture all of that significant damage where one little pan did it. Video can be really powerful where there's movement, right? Water running in the bathtub or the sink, catching a drip underneath the kitchen sink. There's a big pan there. The homeowner knows it leaks, but you got to tell the client. And it's drip, drip, drip. Good luck taking a still picture of a drip, right? But a video, a 5-second video showing it, the kitchen sink has a leak with a significant drip on it. And if you took pictures outside of the app, you can pull them in from the gallery. So pulling up your phone, gallery, in this case, maybe you took some when you first got there. This is a picture of on my back deck taken about 3 or 4 weeks ago when it was actually snowing where I live, which rarely does. All right, so when you're done taking photos and videos, hit the back button and you're back in driveway and walkway. Okay?
Wayne, when you were talking about the gallery,
Yeah.
so, I arrived there and I'm just walking around and taking random pictures, or as we discussed once before, walking through the house taking a picture of each room, right?
Right.
And so how do I get gallery into the report?
If you're talking about taking photos outside, you haven't started or opened up the inspection yet, you're not working in it?
Yes or no, depending on what you're going to tell me here.
Okay, I'm saying if you take them outside of the app, meaning you're not in it,
Yes.
you're just taking photos with your camera, they're going into your photo gallery. And you can go and pull them from the gallery. One of those icons on the bottom brought this back up, and now you can just go take them. You can go to the gallery. I'm in driveway and walkway. And pardon? Yeah.
So if I click on that gallery where you are right now, I can just start taking pictures and...
No. I'm saying my preface was you went outside, you took a bunch of photos before you opened the app.
Right.
Right? So now I'm in the app, and I took 2 or 3 pictures of the driveway, let's say, outside before I ever started the report, and I'm not in the Home Inspector Pro app.
Okay.
You take those photos with your regular camera, okay, just normal. And now I'm in driveway and walkway, right? I want to grab a couple of those photos I took of the driveway and pull them into this section. That's where you can, in fact, the rightmost icon except for to the left of the arrow, and it brings up this area where I have the camera, video, and then these 2 pertain to the gallery. If you want a multiple select out of the gallery, you can touch on this and then choose the photos you want to put in, multiple select if you want. So I'll grab those 2 and say okay. And it just popped them in. Now they're in driveway and walkway. Does that make sense? That's assuming
Yes.
You took the photos first. But I don't know, it almost seems like it would be more efficient to, rather than walk around and take pictures, start the report. And let me go back. In fact, let me go back to the main level menu, because I was going to explain this later, but this might be the best time to say it. I'm in the app. I started the inspection. I'm now on the Inspect tab, right? Main level menu. Here's all of your sections in the template. You're not in a particular area, right? If you want to take general purpose photos, miscellaneous photos that you don't want necessarily to go anywhere, like that picture of every room in the home, a lot of guys do that. Or cover your butt photos. Everyone does that. And they don't necessarily need to go in the report, right? As far as the client sees, but you want them for your reference. On the main level menu, there's another set of icons, and one of them is a camera. And when you touch the camera here and take a photo, it will save it with this inspection, okay? But it's not going to show in the report to the client at this point. And you can take multiple shots.
And it goes into the miscellaneous box I saw.
Yeah. They're miscellaneous photos that will only show to you when you get the report back on the main computer. They'll be attached to this report forever, but they will not appear to the client because you haven't positioned them in the report, if you will.
Or I could go up to the gallery icon at the top and drag them in at the appropriate time.
Well, they're already in the report. They're here. They're under miscellaneous.
Okay.
So they're in the app right now, but they just aren't going to show to the client, is my point. They're miscellaneous.
But I think what he was getting at is they'll go into a gallery that we can use if I decided, I want to put that someplace inside my report at a later date. Okay.
Right. That, in fact, is the next step I'm going to explain. when you take these, they're miscellaneous. Even though they're in the report file, they're not, right now they're not going to show to the client because they aren't assigned in the report. If you after you take a photo, and it doesn't matter where you are in the app taking the photo, by the way, you can reposition it somewhere else in this report. So double touch the photo after you take it here in Miscellaneous.
Mm-hmm.
And it pops up, this menu here, allowing you to redirect it. Like, you know, I'm walking around and outside, maybe I'm in the driveway and walkway area. I'm walking around outside, and I notice an electrical panel on the corner of the house. Aha, I want to take a picture of that. Where does it go? Well, it goes into electrical, but I'm not in the electrical section. Rather than back out of where you are and go into electrical, touch the camera, then take a photo, just take the photo right where you are of that electrical. Once you take it, double touch it, and then redirect it to electrical and electrical panel, save it. That photo's gone out of the miscellaneous, and it now will show in the electrical section.
All right, and once again, we get into miscellaneous how? Just by not touching a...
Being on the main level menu.
As long as we under... So like right now you've got, oh, that's just grayed out under inspection details. You've already completed that.
Right.
So as long as we're in there and we don't touch anything, then it goes into miscellaneous.
Yes, you just click the camera on the bottom right here when you're looking at all of your major sections.
I just did what you said, and it was great. I took a picture of a window, for instance, and I put it into interior areas, and I put it into window conditions. So I went into interior areas now, and into windows, and I don't know where to find that picture that I took that I put in there. Does that make sense?
If you're still there in the windows right now, look down on the bottom, and you got those 8 icons. The 7th one over, the one just to the left of the right arrow, if you touch that, you should see that photo show up. See my cursor?
Yes. So I touched that, and it came up to like window conditions overall, windows, window conditions, the garbage can.
Right. Double touch the photo.
Right? Done. So I'm going to put it into, first one comes up interior areas, and I'm bringing the bottom section. So menu is interior areas, and the bottom section is window condition. And I save that. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I save it. So now it's gone. And
right.
Where it was, it's gone. Right.
Right.
So obviously now we go back. It just saved. It just became a little saving thing. And now I'm looking at inspection details again. Right. Right. So I'm there with you now.
Okay. I'm going to duplicate what you're doing.
Okay. So now I want to find out where that picture is. I just took and put in window condition. So obviously it's going to be in interior areas, correct? So I'd go down and press interior areas. Right, and now I'm going to go down and press Windows. And now I have window condition overall, good, fair, poor, non-applicable, none. Okay, yeah, mine's a little different wording than yours. Now, where'd you get that?
That's the photo I reassigned from miscellaneous to go to window condition. Yeah, but which button is it number-wise across?
Okay, so it would be, my first one's your back, yeah, then I got, my second one's the camera, my third one's like a play button, my fourth one looks like a book, and my fifth one is the file, which is that one.
Okay.
So my fifth is your, I guess your movie, or?
It's like my camera right here.
Your camera, right, okay.
Okay, cool.
Just a little different, that's all. Sorry, mate, I just wanted to figure that out, and I did. Thank you very much.
And I wanted to go across the other icons here, right next to where you add the new comment here. There's a little funnel-looking icon, and I've added things into the report out of the library, right, by touching them, double touching them. I just found I'm walking around. I see another sidewalk out back with cracks in it. Did I already say enough about cracks? Rather than scrolling through this whole thing to see what I've said or not said, I can touch on that little funnel icon and it removes the entire library except for things I've already put in. So at a glance I can go through, oh okay, I see yes, I've said enough about that, I don't need to worry about it. I hit the funnel again and it brings you back the entire library. So it narrows it down to only the things you've selected in the report.
Okay.
Then there's a little house-looking icon here that will take you back to the main level menu from in here, from any item. And you have a left arrow to go to the previous item and a right arrow to go to the next item in line, right? I'm going to click on the house icon. It takes me back to the main level menu. I can go now anywhere else I want to go to start entering data and pictures and all that, right? Let me show you a couple of the template editing type of things that you have available on the mobile device.
Okay.
You can actually change your template a few ways on here, and we're going to be adding more capability in that in the future, by the way. But right now, let's say I'm doing this inspection. It's a really large house, and I've already inspected the water heater. Done with it. It's 20 minutes later. I'm on another floor of the home. I open a door. There's a second water heater. Didn't know it was there. I've already entered data on the first one. Things in all the defects I've found, and I've taken a picture of it. Everything's cool. But now I found a second one. So would you like to duplicate that water heater and make it, a water heater 2 and inspect that second one on its own merits? That's probably what I would want to do. So if you not just touch the water heater, but if you long press it, the way they say it, so touch it and hold it for like a second and a half, 2 seconds, and it comes up and with a new copy, but it's copy of water heater. If you don't want it to be called that, just backspace over copy of, click at the end of it, and I'll call it water heater 2. And then click Copy Without Selections, WO. That way, anything you put in black or red won't be in the second one. You could copy with your selections that you've already put in the report, so copy without 99.999% of the time. And now I've got a second water heater 2, that I can go into and start inspecting. And select things in, take a picture of it if I wanted to, hit the back button, back to the main level menu, and continue along. This duplication function works on every single section in your template. For example, bathrooms and bedrooms. A lot of guys like to break out bathrooms at least, if not bedrooms too. And if you wanted to do that on the fly, maybe you would rename this bathroom's master bathroom in your template on the main computer and keep it that way. And then on the mobile device, you'd have master here, but then you can duplicate it and call it bathroom 2, 3, 4, hall bath, half bath, name it whatever you want for the duplicates, right? And do that on the fly as you go during the inspection. Some guys will build out their template on the main computer in their template with 8 bathrooms, 8 bedrooms to start with. So that will handle the largest size home you ever think you'll do. And that way you would have them all listed here, 8 bathrooms and bedrooms, but just only fill in data on the ones that are applicable for this home. If it's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom home, just use 2 of each. Ignore the rest of them. Because when you get back and you go to generate the report for the client, there's a button you click that will eliminate the other ones completely. You didn't put anything in. So those are the 2 philosophies: duplicate it on the fly, or duplicate ahead of time and just use the ones you need. Just make your template handle the largest home you think you'll do. one of the things, you can't delete anything out of your template here on the mobile. Non-destructive, we purposely did that.
Okay.
We are giving you more template editing capability on the mobile in the future. It's on the to-do list. Bottom line, everything can be duplicated. If you had, you wanted to duplicate the garage section because you got a detached garage as well as the one in the house, you could duplicate it. HVAC, same thing. Okay. We talked about taking pictures here on the main level menu. So when you take a photo here, it's not going to show in the report to the client, but it'll be there in the report for you, unless you redirect it somewhere else. When you get back to the main computer net also. The other icons, you can take videos here that'll be under miscellaneous as well. And they won't show, except just for you. The most important button, I think, on the main level menu is the summary button. Let's say you're finished with a report, you're ready to go, the client's there with you. Would you like to sit down with the client for 5 minutes and go through kind of a summary of everything that you found? And if you touch on this summary button, it'll bring up a list of everything you've selected into the summary in this report, so you can quickly go through with them. Here is the major defects I found, just to give you a feeling for how the report went, how the inspection went, and later you're going to get your report today, tomorrow, whenever you set expectations, and you'll get the entire thing. But meanwhile, they get an idea of what's going on, right? When you touch the photo, it pops up full screen, and you can scroll through all of the photos that you took, by the way, for the client.
For me to move it back to miscellaneous, I have to go into it, like, let's say I want to get rid of that window shot, for instance. I go back to interior areas, go to window, and then move it from there. I can't do it from the summary.
Double touch it under the window area and redirect it to miscellaneous.
Gotcha. Okay.
Or you can wait till you get back to the main computer and do it. But on the summary, you'll notice a little pencil icon. We just recently put that in, that if you touch on that, it allows you to change the narrative right here in the summary, which will be reflected back in the report changed. And I'd like to put a comment I just put I put a caption on the photo right here. I forgot to caption it, so I touched the pencil and I can now put a caption on there in the summary. I'm recording this video. You can also play the video right there on your mobile in the summary.
Okay.
When you're done looking at the summary, you hit the back button and you're back on the miscellaneous section. So let's go to interior areas, windows, and remember that one photo I assigned here, so now I'm going to touch and the gallery, and there it is. If I don't want it to show here under Windows, I double touch the photo and reassign it to the very bottom, miscellaneous.
Oh, there we go.
Perfect. I gotcha. All right.
There's no photo under Windows now.
And if I don't want it at all, you can just erase it with the erase button there, or I have a garbage can next to it.
Really?
That's good.
Yeah, when you when you're looking at it, look at that little garbage can.
Instead of putting it into miscellaneous and just get rid of it altogether. So
Can.
if it's out of focus or something, just so I don't want to show the client something just silly.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Okay. Excellent.
I'm going to reassign that back to window condition. because I wanted to, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, a couple of other things I wanted to show you here. Driveway, walkway. Put pull-down lists into each narrative if you wanted to. To have one narrative be able to accomplish the same as having 10 narratives saying almost the same thing with one word different, like location, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And so you can build those into your library. This is what they look like on the mobile. Here's one that I put in here. Driveway is on, and I named my list compass headings. What side of the structure is the driveway on? So what I'm going to do is click the pencil icon, and now down on the bottom you'll notice it says compass headings, and I have a selection list over here that I can scroll through and choose whatever I wanted to say, south. Say it's south side of structure, and then save it.
Okay.
And so just want it in the body, and touch the pencil icon. If it's got a list in it built in, it has 8 different directional words that I can put in here, right? Otherwise, I would have had to write 8 or duplicate that comment 8 times and have a different word in it as appropriate, and then choose the one I want. You could do that. But in this case, I only have one narrative that handles 8 different situations down at the bottom with the panel that you scroll through.
On these comments, you have to add comments on the computer, not on the handheld.
You need to add your pull-down list. Typically, you're going to do that on the main computer to build it into your library. Yeah, you have to do that on the main computer.
Okay.
I can quickly show you how to do that when we get done. And there's those 2 captions I have built into the library under driveway and walkway that really the only reason they're there is to use as captions on photos so I don't have to type them. You know, how many times during an inspection do you take pictures of the same thing that you do on every inspection, like the main gas shutoff, the main water valve, the hot water heater, you know, branches touching the roof, vegetation overgrowing the siding, you know, touching everything, the soil up against the siding, things that you might see fairly commonly. And when you take a picture of that problem, you have to type in the caption under the photo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you should go through your template on your main computer, build in these captions under all of those items that you typically take those photos that they go there, and they will always be available to pop in with one click as a caption on the photo rather than you typing it.
Mm.
It's a super time saver, as well as the search feature, obviously. All right, the one other thing, and we haven't covered any yet, we haven't talked about, is the settings button. Let's go there. Because you can change a lot of things in the app and customize it to the way you want. Number one, if you sign up with ISN, you put in your ISN information here to log in. And then lines of comment. Right now I have mine set for 3 lines of every narrative. You noticed probably as we're scrolling through it. No matter how long it is, you're only going to see 3 lines. You can make it 2 lines, 1 line of each narrative, or up to 5 lines of each narrative. Keep in mind, the bigger the number you use here, the more lines, the more scrolling you're going to have to do, because it's going to take up a lot more space, right? And after you get familiar with your template really good, and the search button, you know, being able to search and find the comments you want. Some guys go down to 2 or 1 line, and you get to see more narratives on your phone screen. Less scrolling, but 3 is a happy medium. The completed color, when you finish an item, it grays out. You can change that color if you want. single click color. When you touch it once, it goes in the body of the report only. Right now it's green. If you double click it, it turns red to go in the summary also. You know, a significant number of inspectors that have some degree of color blindness. And green and red sometimes aren't the best colors to differentiate. So you can change those to any color that you want. I mean, there's a wide selection of colors that you can use. I'll leave it green. So there's quite a few things here you can change. At the bottom is some important things you should know. Save after each item. Default is after each section. Make sure that's turned on, so it saves on every time you switch between every single item. It takes a split second to do. It's not going to delay you whatsoever. Rather than wait till you switch major sections, because what happens if your battery dies and you're halfway through a whole section and it's not saved yet? You lose what you've done in that section. So the worst that can happen when you have it turned on every item is only that one item you're putting data in. You might lose that if your battery died. But it's already saved everything else. Auto list pop-up, turn that on. That's for that pull-down list I just showed you toward the end there. If you have that turned off, you have to make another click in order to pop that pull-down list up to select. Turn that on and it'll just automatically open up so you can choose what the choice you want. And then save full-size images. That's turned off by default, and probably you should leave it there, because unless you purposely want to save the original high-resolution image you're taking with your device in your gallery, because when you take a photo, it reduces that photo in size dramatically and puts it into the report file. It's the right size to put in the report, and it looks great. It does not save the full-size image unless you turn that on. If you, for some reason, want that full-size image saved separately in your gallery, you can turn that on. I caution you if you do that. Those are very large files, those full-size images. They will eat up space on your device very, very quickly. So if you save full-size images, and I know guys that do, you have to be, religious about going in every couple days or week and remove those images from the device. Transfer them to your main computer, or use like Google Pics, and you can actually set that up if you're on Android, that you can have those photos automatically transferred to online and have a copy of them there. Those are the important ones I think on there.
What was the bottom one that says notes, Wayne?
You have the ability in your library, in front of a big long narrative. Well, let me show you on the main computer. Okay, I'm in driveway and walkway. Okay? And let's say you have a long narrative. Rather than having to read that entire narrative to figure out really what it's about, notes are a great feature. And if I double-click the comment in the library, it pops up for editing. If you put your cursor at the very in front of the first letter of that whole, however long that is, right? And then click on Add Note up here above, it puts the word note inside double brackets. And you can then type in maybe a 1 or 2 word phrase to tell yourself what that whole long narrative is about. So as you're looking through them at a glance, you can tell what it's about. Maybe put the word slope in there. They will never show in the report. Anything in double brackets does not print in the report to the client. They're for your reference only. And it's the same thing with the captions. I got 2 captions here that I showed you already in double brackets. The word caption and those double brackets will never show in the report. Note to self. Okay? And then back to the main software. And that's what that note color is. It'll turn those notes, the double brackets, and then whatever you put in those double brackets will be brown in this case. You can change it to any color you want. And because there's a pull-down list, choose whatever you want. Whatever color. How do you want to differentiate those notes? I chose brown. I'm leaving it that way. Then when you're done, hit save. Setting save successfully, and now you can go back and inspect some more. In fact, I'll go back there and show you that if I scroll all the way to the bottom, see the captions? Same as if there was a note there. They're brown. It just sets them off so that you can see your notes. That's a good use of the keyword, too. Like you know you're going to be on the mobile searching with a keyword. Type in that keyword as part of the note at the beginning of the narrative, and it will always pull them up when you search for it. All right. So back on the main level menu, let's say you've just gone through the summary with the client. You shake the client's hand and you leave the inspection. Now you're home and you want to do the report. Back on the main software. Well, the first step is you obviously have to go back to your mobile, go to the Sync tab. You don't actually have to open the inspection again, but if you go to the Sync tab, there's an Upload button on the bottom. Touch on that, and it'll give a list of any inspections that you have on here. Choose the one you want by touching it, and it will automatically start uploading. So now it's uploading it to your cloud. Now keep in mind, this could take a while. If you got a lot of pictures and videos in your report, it may take several minutes. This is relatively short because we didn't have a big report. But now it's in the cloud, and you go back to your main computer, go to Mobile Sync. Because now I want to download that inspection. So I click on Download Inspections. I want to continue working on it and send it out. There it is. You click on the little download cloud thing on that inspection, and it asks you to save it on your computer. It knows the name. You know, you will never have to touch anything up here. It knows the name. It knows where to put it. Just hit Save. Inspection saving. And be patient.
Yeah.
If you have a lot of pictures, it could take several minutes. Successfully downloaded and saved. It tells you exactly where it is, what the name is. Say OK. And now close that, and you can go open that inspection up. So if I go to Open Inspection, there it is, 567 Main Street, today's date, open. And we'll bring in a client information. I didn't put any of the client information in, as you know. But if I was doing business with ISN, I could go to Internet, import data from ISN, and it would pop up a list of any inspections I started there. I'd pop that in. But it will have all of the things I put in there. Back to grounds, driveway, and walkway. There's the photos I took out there on the mobile and videos. Got a bunch of them in there. And the narratives I put in, assigned. The first thing I would want to do after bringing it back and opening it up is probably generate it as a print preview. I want to see what it looks like right now. And then see if there's anything else I need to do to finish it, and then send it out. So go to generate the report, select sections with comments, ratings, or photos. I'll click on that, and it will only click or check the print column for the sections you put data in. Right? The rest of them won't show. Okay? And then we click Close at the bottom, and it knows the name and knows where to save it as a PDF for the first time. This time it's a PDF we're saving. Report generated successfully. All right, so here's our cover page, the beautiful front of the home. Imagine, if you will, your logo would be there. Introduction letter, you should all have one, of course. Report summary, everything I put into the summary. Notice the pop-up glossary. Use any terms in the report that are in the glossary. It'll give you and the customer a pop-up when you hold your mouse over it with a full definition. Section details. Interior areas window condition. You know you can change the colors of your borders and headers and all that. I did this on the last training and saved it without thinking I was saving it to my template. I totally messed it up.
Awesome.
And electrical. There's that photo I redirected to electrical. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And the grounds, all my observations, ratings are showing. Ratings can be turned off if you don't use them. And then here's the pictures and everything I took under the grounds. And the video. So in order to play the video, it plays 100% within Adobe Reader. Think about that for a second. It does not require a video player to be on the client's or the realtor's computer, a specific one. It just plays within Adobe Reader. So when I touch on that, it gives me a play button, and it'll play back your voice as you're talking and telling them about it when you do that. Now recording. I'm recording this video panning across the driveway. Okay. Imagine, if you will. And you can right-click on it and actually go full-screen multimedia if you'd like. And then we have the water heater, again the pop-up glossary. Then we got the pop-up glossary. The only two terms we used in the report right now were these two, and so it shows that at the end. A definition of those two things. Of course, it's clickable on the left side too.